Hi everybody, it's Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. Welcome to Flosstube number 23. Don't have a ton to talk about today, so I think this will be kind of a short one. And that's okay, right? That's fine. So last video I said I wanted to talk about some new people I've been watching. I didn't think I would have time to do that in that video, which ended up being correct. That was a long one. So I have a bunch of new to me Flosstubers to talk about today. I have been watching a lot. Somehow or other, I got kind of caught up on my watch list of, my favorites and people I watch. Just every so often, like it's usually like a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll kind of like get caught up and then I have time to watch a new one, somebody new to me. And then like over the weekend, everybody posts a video and then I'm like 10 videos behind again. But anyway, several times I've been able to get caught up. So I use that opportunity to go find new people to watch. So some of these people are people who have commented on my video and told me that they are Flosstubers, and could I go check them out. Others are just ones that I've heard mentioned over and over by you guys. So just kind of a mix. Some of these are newer, less followers. Some of these are people who have thousands of followers and I don't know why I'm just coming around on them. But when I do start watching new people, what I'll usually do is just watch their most recent video and then like after that watch their new videos as they come out. I usually don't try to like go back and binge watch. I will sometimes. Recently I found Snug Harbor Crafts and I think they were on like video 8 and I did go back and watch all of their videos because most of them were like 30 minutes and because they're hilarious and super entertaining, and so I did want to go catch up. But when I find you and you're on video 26 and most of your videos are an hour long, I'm not gonna go back and watch all of those, but I will watch you moving forward. So anyway, let's talk about some people. So the first one is Crafty Angie, and she spells Angie A-N-G-I, no E on the end. And I have been following her on Instagram, but I didn't even realize she had a Flosstube, but I've just followed her on Instagram. And then I'm not even sure how, she must have posted something on Instagram about her Flosstube, and I was like, oh, hey, she has a Flosstube. So I went and watched her. I've only watched a couple of hers. I haven't like gone back and watched a lot, but she just posted one either like a day or two ago, where she shows her llamas. She has llamas. Maybe they were alpacas, but I think they were llamas. So she lives like on a farm and, but she also like shows a lot of stitching too. It's not just farm stuff, but I know that I always like to see that. I like to see that extra stuff. Like I love when, Donna showed her bees. I love when Michelle Farm Girl showed her goats. Like, I love to see stuff like that. I also watched someone called Stitching Marie, M-A-R-I-E, and she asked me, she left a comment and said, would you, I don't remember how she said it, but she told me she had a YouTube and I could go check her out. So I did. And she was one where she I had just caught up my watch list and then she commented, hey, I have a YouTube. And I was like, perfect. You're the next one I'm watching. So, she said she's in her last video that she hasn't been feeling well and she may not be filming as much. So I'm not really sure what's going on with her health, but, Marie, if you're watching, I hope that you're feeling better and that you keep filming, because I would love to see more updates from you. Love her projects and her style. And she commented also that we have very similar taste. So really enjoyed seeing what she's stitching. And then I watched Saltbox Stitcher, and wow, like has she taken Flosstube by storm. I have never seen anything like that. She had one video and over 1,000 subscribers already. That is awesome. Like, off of one video. I mean, word of mouth. I think everybody's talking about her. It doesn't hurt that she has crazy amounts of projects to show. So her, like, the wall behind her is just full of beautiful samplers, framed pieces. She has a lot of connections, I think, in the cross-stitching community, and she does a lot of Blackbird, which, of course, Blackbird Designs is so very popular. I think that's another, probably another reason for her meteoric rise to Flosstube stardom. But anyway, I cannot wait to see more from her. And everybody's talking about her. If you haven't checked her out yet, go for it. She's only got one video. You can be current right away. So that's Saltbox Stitcher, which also awesome name. And I think that's another reason maybe she's soaring to popularity, because, I saw that name and I was like, that's a really cool name. That sounds awesome. I want to see what this lady's got to talk about. So, great name. I also watched Simply in Stitches. Now, you all might be like, wow, late to the party much? Because she had a ton of subscribers. I can't even remember, like 2,000 or 3,000. So obviously she's been around, and you all probably have known about her for a while, but somehow I'd never stumbled across her. So I started watching her. And she stitches a ton of mirabilias and lavender and lace, like, the pretty, I always call them the pretty ladies. She stitches the pretty ladies. So, and her videos are generally on the shorter side, which is nice. I like those quick, like when it's 9:30 and like I need to go to bed, but I want to stitch a little longer. I like those like 20-30 minute videos. Like, I don't want to commit to like an hour-long video at that time. And then another one who's super popular, who I have somehow never checked out, is Cindy's Cross Stitch. I don't know why I haven't checked her out. You probably all know and love her. She's like, I feel like she's like our Flosstube like cheerleader, which we all have a lot of those. Like those people that always comment, really positive, like love the community, spread cheer and joy. Like, you guys know, there's several lovely, lovely people in this community who, even if they don't make their own videos, like, are always cheering us on. But Cindy, like, she always comments, and I didn't even realize she had a Flosstube. So I'm sorry, Cindy, if you're watching this, that, I'm so late to the party. But I loved her videos. I've watched several of them. She gives you a tour of her garden and her flower beds, and she has tons of sunflowers, which I loved. And she always has like beautiful quilts behind her. So that was a great find for me. Like, definitely someone who's in my in my current rotation now. I talk a lot with my hands. I don't know if you guys, it's not always in frame, but I'm like down here just like, I can't tell if you guys can even see that. Okay, another one I watched was StitchinButton, and it's Stitch capital N button. This is kind of embarrassing. I didn't write any notes, and I have been watching a ton of new people, and like her face is like not coming to me right now. So I can't think of like what she was working on, or I'm sorry, but I know I wrote it down. I watched her videos and enjoyed them. It's not coming to me right now. Sorry. But there's another person you can go check out, StitchinButton. And then just a couple more guys. Sister Stitchers. You guys have been mentioning them a lot, and I don't know, hadn't sometimes, like, if they come up in my recommended for you, like, I'll click on them. I'm not always one to like pause a video and like go track down someone you tell me to watch. So I think I was like, who can I watch now? And I was like, people keep talking about those sister stitchers. I think I'm going to Google them, and I found them. So their videos are nice, short and sweet too. So I love sister duos. I love mom and daughter duos. I love friend duos like Holly and Anita, and you know, just like, and the mom-daughter duos, of course, there's many of those too. But I don't know. I like that. I like the duos. So then I was ready for another duo. So then I looked up country stitchers, who you all keep talking about also, and they are fabulous. The only, like, the cutest finishes. They're great. The only thing is, I'm kind of mad because I just looked them up and started watching them, and I missed out on the round robin. The deadline was Friday the 22nd of June, and I didn't watch them until like the 26th. So I'm kind of bummed because I definitely would have signed up for that round robin. So if y'all know of any round robins like starting up, let me know, because I think that sounds super duper fun. I've never done anything like that, and I think I would really like to do something like that. So let me know. And then a couple, so those are all the new people to me. A couple of people who are not new to me, who I have been watching, that I just want to like kind of shout out just because they're fabulous. You know, there's the usuals like Priscilla and Chelsea, Pam and Steph, like, of course. But I've been really enjoying lately Teresa at Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler. I have been loving her videos. She's always so informative, always gives you like history and detail. I always learn something when I watch her videos, and I just like love that she takes the time to like give back. I love seeing her cats. I love everything. So Teresa Kitten Stitcher, of course, if you're not watching her, go watch her. And then the other person I want to give a shout out to is Jen at Jen's Stitching Niche. Of course, I watch her Flosstubes, but I also want to shout out her Etsy shop, because I did some window shopping yesterday, and I was making like an imaginary cart, and you know, I put like 900 things in it, and I haven't bought anything yet because, you know, I'm trying to be good, but I saved a bunch of stuff for like the next time I'm in the mood to like spend some money on cross stitch patterns. I'm going to Jen's Stitching Niche, and I'm gonna buy all the things. She has such a great selection. I love her, like the way she curates her shop. I love her selection. So, hi Jen, if you're watching. I hope that this new Etsy fee fiasco does not cause problems, like well, of course it's going to cause problems. They're raising prices on everything. I don't get it. I'm not knowledgeable enough to speak to it, but like what I've read, the fees that they're going to impose on sellers, it sounds absolutely insane to me. And I feel like there's going to be like a mass like migration off of Etsy. I think everybody's going to leave and go somewhere else to a different platform. And I think Etsy is really making a huge mistake. I think they're going to lose a lot of their business with this crap. So that's my 2 cents about an issue I know very little about. All right, so what now? I only have one whip because, as I think I mentioned in my last video, after the 50 starts in 50 days of Stitch Mania Spring Fever, I was tired. So I was like, you know, I'm going to get out like a 4th of July themed piece, and I'm just going to work on that. That's what we're going to do. So I did, and I have been monogamously stitching on Let Freedom Ring by Leela Studio. And I think it's been like a week and a half since my last video, so I definitely have like some progress going on now. So first, let me show you what it's going to look like when it's all said and done. Is that, I mean, ugh, I die. Look at that. It's this might be like my favorite cross stitch pattern ever. Like, it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I'm only gonna, I think, stitch on it until July 4th, and then I'll do other stuff. So, I first take this off the Q-snap, so let me hold please while I remove those. I'm stitching this on 35 count linen by the Primitive Hair. It's called Old New England, and I'm like, seriously guys, I am obsessed with this linen. I love it. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't wait to buy more of her linen. So this is what the linen, look at this. It's like grungy, old. Oh, it's awesome, but also not just like the modeling and the grunge, like actually stitching on it is lovely, lovely. It's 35 count. The coverage is like, I don't know if it's shrunk up a little bit, you know, with the dyeing process. It's not too small. It's not hard to see. The weave is really, really good. I just really, really enjoy stitching on it. I love this linen. Okay. Let me show you guys what I've done. Sorry, that's, hold on. It's trying to fold in on itself there. There we go. So, yeah, I've got a chunk of this building. So I've done one page, and I'm almost done with the next page, which starts like here. So I've got the top of that page done. I've just got like some trees to fill in, and then a little like archway. I'm almost done with that beast of a building. I just have to come back and do this side, what's left of the building on this side. I've done all my back stitching on the building so far, which certainly helps it come alive. The trees are like 3 variegated flosses. No, 2 variegated. So the trees are like looking very interesting. It's a joy. It is a joy to stitch on. It's a big project, and that's why I really wanted to devote some time, because stitching on this for a day or two, you just don't see those results. And so I thought, let me stitch on this for like 3 weeks straight, and like I will see something happening. And I am, and it's exciting, and I can't wait to see how much further I can get. It's July 4th soon, so, and we have company coming in Sunday and staying through Thursday, 4th of July week, so I might not get a lot of stitching done while company's here, but still, I'm so happy I've got so much progress. I mean, look at this. This building was so scary to me. It was so daunting. And now I'm done. You know, I still have to do this part right here, but the clock down, I've done, you know, this much of it. And I just have this little bit left. And then these little buildings, the trees. And then after that, it's not so much like solid stitching, you know, like this down here, not too bad. And this up here, not too bad. I'm not saying it's going to go crazy fast, but I think once that building's done, I'm going to be like, I got this. Like, I'm so close to a finish. Let's do this. So I can't wait to see more colors come alive in this. Like these flowers, the colors are beautiful. I love it. I really love this piece, and I really love how far I've gotten. I'm very, very happy with my progress, and I'll show you guys one more look. Oh, the only thing I haven't done is put the time on the clock. So I got to back stitch like the clock hands. One thing, I'm doing this 1/2 on 35 count. So one thing I think I might do, the black lettering, she does specifically say to do the letters one strand. Even if you're doing a lower count, she says to do the letters one strand. But I don't quite like the look of it. I think I'm going to rip that and do it with 2. I don't know how well it'll show up on camera, but I get the look of it is supposed to be like a specific thing, but it's a little too sparse for me. I don't know. So I think I'm going to rip that and do that too. But I'm happy with the coverage of 1 strand on everything else. It's just that black that's not working for me. I mean, the building, this is 1/2, and I think it's looking good. I'm not, you know, it doesn't look, I think it looks great. So, yay! That's all I've been working on, guys. That's it. So, and that's all I'm going to keep working on for the next week. So, I wanted to talk about a couple of things I'm going to give up on. So, I'm going to abandon some whips. Not a lot, but a few. A few of these are things I was stitching before I knew my style, like knew what I like to stitch. And then a few of these are just things I love, but they're not working for some reason or another. So I'm going to, you know, maybe restart them or put them in timeout. A few of them I need your input on. Okay, so first, my very oldest whip. I keep going round and round about this one. I'm still not 100% sure I'm going to abandon it. I never want to work on it, but I'm also like more than halfway done. So I'm like, I should just finish it. Like, I don't know. So I've talked about these before. It's the Thomas Kincaid Disney kits, right? So I've done, back here, we've got the Little Mermaid here in the back. I did like rearrange a little bit up here. So I've done the Little Mermaid and I've done Beauty and the Beast. Both of those in the white frames. And those were my first cross stitch projects ever. And I think I have like, not PTSD, but I think I'm like traumatized from them because those were huge, crazy projects to undertake as your first project. They're full coverage. They're dense. They're confetti heavy. There's a million colors. They both took me like a year each. I mean, they're bears of a project. And so I think, although this third one I'm doing is actually going like much faster and smoother, I think I'm just still like in my head, I'm like, this is going to take me forever and ever and ever. I'm just not sure. Here's what it's going to look like. It's the Lion King. And here's where I'm at. Maybe I'm not half done. I thought I was like half done. So, I mean, it's little, right? It's a little piece, but it is full coverage. I'm going to flash the chart so you can see like how much is left versus, like I'm going to flash it from back here. So like the highlight part is done. So I've still got to do all of this and all of this and a little down here. So it's not that much, but it is, you know, it is, but it isn't. And I've already put so much time into it that I hate to just be like, eh. But then I'm also like, if I don't love it, get rid of it. So I don't know what to do. I think if someone would adopt this from me, I would feel much better about it. I think there's too much work in it to just throw it away, I think is my problem. So here's where I'm at. Now, I will say, if anybody does want to adopt this from me, there are a couple errors in this. Because of the confetti heavy craziness of it, you miss a stitch here and there, and you just like fill in with another color because like, okay, so like in here, I definitely like lost count somewhere in here, but it's just sunset confetti. So like, I'm not gonna like rip it all out. I'm just gonna fill it in. So the counting is off like somewhere over here, and I've never quite figured out what. From here over, it's fine. So, I got all the floss on bobbins. Yeah. If that tickles anyone's fancy, let me know. Because I think I need to just let it go. Because although I've already put a ton of work in it, I think it still has several hours more. And I just I don't reach for it. I don't find myself reaching for it. And I just, meh. Okay. So the next one I'm abandoning, I do love this pattern. I don't love what I did. So this is an Etsy seller. The pattern is called Always. It's Harry Potter inspired. And it's gorgeous the way it is. I thought I would be cute and change it up, and it looks like crap. So I thought I would change all the blues to golds and stitch it on purple. Purple and gold seems like magic to me, and I just thought that would be such a good idea. But it looks really dumb. And I showed you guys this in my last video, and I said, tell me what you think. Am I crazy? Because I think it looks bad, and I think I need to stop. And overwhelmingly, you guys were like, yeah, girl, that don't look right. Amy Loves Toads, I think, said, that's jacked up. Which, like, made me laugh so hard. But yeah, you guys agreed. This ain't right. So, it just looks crazy. I don't know what happened. I matched the gold like exactly with the depth and tone of the blue, but it did not work. So I'm ripping that out. I'll use this beautiful fabric for something else. And I will start this again, I don't know when. And I'll do it the way it's charted, and it will be beautiful. I'll do it in those colors on a nice grayish whatever, and it'll be lovely. So, in the meantime, though, it's off my WIP list because it's abandoned. I am going to abandon the Armada Designs Harry Potter class schedule stitch along. I don't even want to get into it, guys. I feel like people have already said what needs to be said. The design is so disappointing. I'm not getting into it. I'm very disappointed in the design. And I realized it's just not worth it. Every month that's come out has gotten worse. And at first I was like, that's fine. There's an alternate group and they are making their own designs. And I was just going to not steal those. They're sharing them freely. I was going to just use those designs and basically end up not using any of the actual Armada designs hardly. And just use the group designs. But I haven't been in love with those lately. I think that people are kind of losing all gung-ho-ness about this project. Like in January and February, people were like, I tweaked the block a little bit. Like, here's what I did. And I'm going to just make a little change here. And I'm going to update this. And then we all kind of like realized that we are not happy at all with the pattern. And I think people got a little burnout on designing their own blocks even. And so I'm putting it in timeout for sure. If people start sharing patterns again to the Facebook group that I love, I will consider picking this back up. But right now I can't see like 10 more designs like that. I don't know. I don't see it happening. And I love the fabric, so I might end up picking this all out. So here's where I was on it. So the frame and the title is from Armada Designs. January's block transfiguration, I did do exactly as she charted it. It didn't look bad to me. It was a little bit like, it could be a little better, but I didn't hate it. So I did it as she charted. And then Potions came out in February, and I did not like her design at all. So this is a borrowed design from the Facebook group. by a lady named Sarah Etten. And I love her design. I actually love that, right? It looks amazing. Isn't that great? Like, that's what she came up with, and good for her. It looks awesome. Sorry. The next month is her Herbology. I didn't quite love the design there. So I was waiting for someone to come up with something, and there's been some great designs, but just not quite right for me. And then April, like, same thing. May, same thing. And that's when I kind of realized, like, I think I'm done with this. So, again, here's my fabric, which I love. And I do want to use this for something Harry Potter. I think I might find like a pattern on Etsy and use it for that. And I really love the title. Like, so it's hard, but I think I'm going to look on the Facebook group some more, see if there's any that just really call to me and kind of make a decision. But so far I haven't seen anything tempting enough to carry on with this Sal. Not that they're bad designs. I'm not excited about it. It's so disappointing. I'm not happy stitching on it. So, all right, my next abandoned whip. This is from an old magazine, an April 1994 issue of The Cross Stitcher, and it's called the Scottish Sovereign Romance Sampler. It's a Mary Queen of Scots sampler. And I do love this design still, and I think I will do this eventually more as charted. Because, again, hey, maybe I should learn my lesson. I tried to get cute and do this on a funny fabric with funny colors. I don't like it. So this is Picture This Plus Huntress, and I was using Dinky Dye's like grab bag silk, and it's fine. I just don't love it. And I think when it's all said and done, it's just gonna look crazy. Like, just too much color going on. It's gonna be like a party sampler when this is really like a dignified, understated, you know, beautiful sampler. So this is gonna get picked out, and I'm gonna use this fabric for something else because this fabric is gorgeous. And I might stitch this again someday on something more similar to the original chart. This one is a reluctant abandonment. I'm not really abandoning this. I'm going to pick it out and start over because, okay, so this is Primitive Hair, Pride and Prejudice. It's gorgeous. And I started this for Stitch Mania. I'm doing this on Picture This Plus Serene, which is like a baby light mint. It's gorgeous. I love it. But I oriented my fabric wrong. It's supposed to go like this. I've never done anything like that. This is the first time I've done that. I don't know what happened. I put it on the Q-snap and somehow I got it turned around. And I, you know, being on the Q-snap, I couldn't tell I had it wrong, and I'm just stitching away, stitching away. I counted just to be sure, like, hey, maybe I can make it, and I was way shy. Like, I counted up, and I got to the border, and I still had like 20 stitches of design left. So, I love it. I adore it. I'm not actually abandoning this one. I just have to pick it all out and start over going this way. So, it's kind of, but until I get the motivation to do that, it's not an active whip. All right, and then the last one. This is a pattern. I'm very torn about this one because I don't want, there's a lot of things I love about this. So this is one of my very earliest projects when I started to really cross stitch. I signed up for a few sals that kind of got me really interested in cross stitching. And I signed up for this one without really realizing that with sals, you have to be careful about like if it's going to be your taste. And it's not the designer's fault. I didn't quite know what I was getting into, I guess. So I committed to the sal. And the design is not my style. There's nothing wrong with the design. It's very beautiful. It's just, and I was going to finish it. I was going to just commit and finish it. But what I realized finally is, even if I finish it, because I don't have that much left, I'm not going to frame this and like display it in my home. It's just not my style. So I was like, maybe I just need to give in on this one. Like it's not for me. It is a ship's manor design, and it's called Mystery Town Sal. And here's how far I got on it. And it's so like there's, I'm maybe halfway done. It's a lovely design. The colors are gorgeous. There's so much I love about this. This was my only like 4th project. So this was my first hand-dyed linen, and this linen is incredible. It's like a beautiful cloudy sky. So this was my first hand-dyed linen. This was my first over-dyed like fancy floss. It came with a thread pack like of his beautiful threads. This was my first time using variegated, like non-DMC floss, learning to do the full X. And I mean, this was my first foray, and it really like then sent me down the rabbit hole of like, buying all the fancy floss and buying all the hand-dyed linen. And I'm so thankful that it gave me that introduction, and it was a very affordable sal. And I, for whatever price, you got the linen and the floss and the pattern. And so it was a way for me to dip my toe into that new arena of cross stitch without paying $80, which I wasn't gonna do at that time in my life. I would now, but I wasn't gonna do it then. So there's so much I love about this piece, and I love that it introduced me to all of those things. It's just, I'm never gonna hang this up in my house. So I'm gonna let this one go. I considered if I want to like rip this out and use the fabric for something else, because it's such a cool fabric, but I don't have anything in mind. I don't know what I would put on this fabric, and it's a lot of ripping I would have to do, because I got like a lot, like this whole page is done, and it's just a lot to take out. So, and part of me is like, just finish it. Like you're close. You don't have very much left to stitch. Just finish it. And I would, but then what? It'll be finished, and I think it would just be sitting there. So I think I'm going to let that one go. So yeah, those are my whips I'm abandoning. There's not a ton of them. I actually did go through everything, and everything else, like, I still love. I know my taste now. I know what I like. So there's nothing I want to get rid of. And even some of these abandoned whips, I'm going to restart them on something else, because I do still love them. So, the downside is that's not really going to cut into my whip total. That's only 5 projects, and I've got a ton of whips. I don't even want to count them. I'm scared. So it's not going to make much dent in those. What is going to make a dent in those is the challenge that Ginger at Gigi and Stitches has thrown down. And that is to finish as many pieces as possible before the end of the year. Her original challenge was 25. Finish 25 pieces. She's going to try to finish 50. And then she did clarify in her last video, if you don't think you can hit 25, that's cool. She said, do what you can. Try to finish as much as you can. If you finish 10 things, that's awesome. If you finish 20, that's great. Like, whatever. But the point is, that focus on finishing. And I think that's a good like push for us, especially after Stitch Mania when we have all these new starts. And she did say a lot of people have taken her up on it. Not just me. A lot of people are like, yeah, let's do this. So she's, oh my God, I remember who StitchinButton is. That's why I started watching StitchinButton from earlier. Because she accepted. I remember her now. I'm sorry. I was like, why can I not picture her? She accepted Ginger's challenge to finish as many projects as possible by the end of the year. So yeah, all these people are coming on board. So if you want to come on board, like, let's do it. Let's finish some stuff. I'm still working on the 4th of July project until then, but after then, I'm going to start pulling out like my smaller projects, things that are close to finish, and try to get some stuff done. I don't think I'm going to get 25, but I'm going to try to get some stuff done. So if you want to join us, the hashtag is cross-stitch-throwdown, and post your finishes. That's all you got to do. And keep a tally. You know, this finish number 2, finish number 3, finish number 4, and let's see how far we can get. Like, challenge yourself to reduce your whip number. My whip number is frightening after the 50 starts of Stitchmania. Frightening. So I would love to cross 20 of those off. I would still have way too many whips, but I would feel a little better about it. So please join us in a focus on finishing some whips. Pick whatever you want. Finish whatever you can. I'm probably going to be starting some new stuff, even though I shouldn't, because so many patterns are calling to me right now. Who knows? We'll see next time if I've got a new start. Maybe. All right, that's all I got for now. I'll be back when I can, hopefully within a couple weeks, and show you how much further I got on Let Freedom Ring, and show you what I started working on after that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's having a good day. Bye.